guys. So, I thought about the question this week. How's the transition to modernism and modernist thought appearing in the works that we had to read this week? The way that I'm taking it and reading it is that modernism is the break in traditional thought. It is, let's see, the love story of J. Alfred Prufrock is, I felt, full of modernism because modernism is individual thought. It's not. It's the breakaway from thinking like everyone else. So the whole poem is full of thought and questions. I like to think that maybe he's gonna ask her to marry him. It doesn't really say, but he's wanting to say something or ask a question. He doesn't know how, so he's what I call thought rambling. The entire poem is doubt, it's upheaval, it's revolution, it's second guessing himself, um, which are all really good examples of individual thought. Let's see. For Burning Barns, I saw modernism in the fact that the father didn't want to be controlled by anybody else if they took anything away from him, like the pig in the beginning of the story, if they wanted him to work for them. The second half of the story where he steps on the rug and ruins it, and then they make him clean it, and he ruins it on purpose. Really thought, or really showed modernism to me because he was taking a stand for something that he believed in, even though it was not exactly the right way to go about it. In addition, it was the burning barns that really showed exactly how he felt, even again if vandalism and arson aren't exactly the way to go about telling people how you feel. The son, who in the beginning of the story was questioning, okay, is the judge and the other farmer Harris, or the other man Harris, the ones who are just my father's enemy, or are they my enemy and my father's enemy? His father tells him in the beginning of the story that he didn't need to think for himself because he needed to stick to what his family thought because he didn't want to be a loner. So I feel like even in the beginning, he was having problems with, do I think what they want me to think, or do I think what I want to think? Um, that was definitely a break in tradition. Then toward the very end of the story, where he's trying to stop his father from burning down the second barn, he runs out to go get the oil, and he does not want to stop running. He wants to keep going, but he stops himself from doing it. That spoke to me, as well as when he ran out not only to stop his father from burning down the barn, but also to tattle, I guess you'd call it, on his father. That was a huge break. The one which to me was more obvious was in the snows of Kilimanjaro, because the man is dying. He's weak. He needs somebody to take care of him. During this time, women were gaining suffrage, but up until this point in time, they had always been thought of as the weaker gender. And in this story, the only way he talks about her, thinks about her, is in a sexual, demeaning, rude manner. And it's stated in the story that she was going through a lot of really traumatic life events, but she was still strong. She was still coming on top, and she was still surviving. It shows, it breaks away from manly war and into, she was taking care of him not because she's a woman and only in the ways of giving medicine and, tucking him in at night, making him feel better, but also in hunting for him. He even admits that she's a good shot when she hunts. That speaks to me as well. It The author really shows modernism in the fact that he is a man and he is weak and he jumps from woman to woman to woman even before he was sick, before the trip, before he got with her, because they had money and money is power. So that really shows me that the author's train of thought, um, what the reader was supposed to get out of that is that this story really flips it. It's she's taking care of him and she's hunting and she's handling a gun and she's got the money and she's got the power to take him on all these trips that he wants to go on, but he's the one that's dying and weak and she has to take care of him. He's the one that's jumping from woman to woman because they have more power than he does. So I guess that's all my thoughts on this week.